Blood Origin is a bad work in all respects. A bad script, a vulgar and silly script, primitive motives for the characters, superficial characters, are presented with all the strength of the producer to cram the agenda. I mean, for example, that Night King is gay. One of the hardest things I'd face as a content creator in the field of movies and series is that sometimes I have to talk about bad series or movies, which makes this even more difficult. What if this series or this movie is from a world I love? This thing, or the fact that this series or this movie is from a world I love, makes me more critical, especially with the makers of this work. So I hope that you will forgive me for the words that I will speak in this video, and that everything I say is only because I love the world of The Witcher. For example, David Benioff and Dan Weiss, the final season of Game of Thrones, and now Blood Origin, and the creators of this work, every mind was behind The Witcher Blood Origin. But there is a necessary note that I must tell you before we enter to talk about the series, which is the topic of platforms, and how each platform took a work, or specifically took a specific world, and made works from it. For example, if we watch Amazon, we will see that it is working on the world of Lord of the Rings. And when we watch HBO, and we will watch the Game of Thrones universe, we will see Westeros, and everything related to Westeros is there. Even Annecy, the world of Breaking Bad, was there, and she walked in it in an excellent way. And I expect the best things in the history of television to be complete. And the world of The Witcher follows Netflix owns the rights. That's where the problem lies. Netflix doesn't have the ability to hold a certain work and tell you I want to watch series from it, and see a movie from it, and see derivative things and link events for you. Like the thing that follows we see in Game of Thrones, and link it with House of the Dragon. This world is very excellent. Netflix does not have the ability to do this thing. Based on this talk, my friend, we know that we have the main series, The Witcher, and we know that we have something derived from this series, and if you pay attention to 2021, we had a work derived from The Witcher, or let's say not derived in the sense of derived, but from the same world. Specifically, we had an animated film titled The Witcher, Nightmare of the Wolf. I don't know if you watched this movie, but when you watch it, you'll see that there is a close connection between the events that become the atmosphere of the movie between The Witcher and determining the connection with the character of Geralt. Through this movie, we saw some characters and some well-known sites that we know about The Witcher. These are the reasons that make this movie one of the good, successful movies associated with the world of The Witcher. So when you watch this movie, you will feel that it is part of the world of The Witcher. But when we watch the series Blood Origin, we will see that it is a very quick explanation, a legendary event. This event, my friend, is known as Conjunction of Spheres.
Come on, big lad. We're only just getting started.
To the end.
To the end.
The series Blood Origin is a series derived from the world of The Witcher, and the story takes place hundreds of years before the series The Watch, specifically 1,200 years ago, and talks about an important event in the world of The Witcher. This event is known as Conjunction of Spheres. Before the coalescence of the universes occurred, this world was devoid of monsters. There were only two races of elves and dwarves, no humans, and no monsters or savage creatures. When humans came, and when the beasts came, they came in the event of the conjunction of spheres from other universes. So the event of the coalescence of universes in the world of The Witcher is a very important event. Imagine with me to try the picture, and I will give you an example of the importance of this event. Imagine with me the long night in the world of George Martin, or the arrival of humans, Westeros, in the world of George Martin, or war, Iluvatar and Morgoth. In Tolkien's world, imagine with me that these events that I mentioned to you on Long Night, or Iluvatar and Morgoth, are presented with all the strength of the producer to cram the agenda. I mean, for example, that Night King is gay. Exactly this is what happened with Netflix in Blood Origin. This series takes us on a journey to the beginning of the world of The Witcher with important events such as the Elves' Kingdoms, how the Elves' Kingdoms arose, the conflicts between clans and Elves' tribes, and how their past was with each other, the Elves' magicians, and the danger of the knowledge they possessed. Conjunction of spheres is the most important elves in the Witcher world. All of these important events were marginal events presented in the most superficial way possible for a human mind to imagine. The writers of this series, led by Andrzej Sapkowski, did not make even 1% effort to present an original tale. All the marginal points were the main points on which this series is based, and all the main points were marginal points, and any talk just to make episodes without any plot or characters, only abnormal relationships between the characters, and silly jokes. All the races of the world are present in this series. It is also elves, heroic characters, and main characters for women only, and all the agenda. The primary focus was on them, and the bummer until the essence of the work does not exist. There is nothing in the essence of a story or a terrible plot. Blood Origin is a bad work in all respects. A bad script, a vulgar and silly script, primitive motives for the characters, superficial characters, and incomprehensible reactions from all the characters of strange love relationships. A man and a dwarf man, you must become in 4 episodes. 4 episodes were heavier on my chest than the worries of all life since the moment of my birth. If you combine the worries of life and combine the 4 episodes, the 4 rings will be heavy. Bad series, silly series, lazy series. So lazy that the basic rule in the world of cinema is the rule. Show me, don't tell me. They did not follow it to the letter. There was a narrator with you throughout the series, and he tells you the events that happened, meaning if they summarized the events of this series with a tweet, it would have been better than the millions that were burned. So to summarize all this, do I recommend you watch this series? If you want to watch it as a standalone story. Honestly, I never advise you to watch it, but because you are watching 4 episodes, I never advise you. But you have to watch if you love The Witcher until you see the connection between the 2 worlds as the connection that does not exist far back. But still something taken from the world of The Witcher, you have to watch it, right? A very headache topic. But nevertheless, it means 4 episodes, less than 2 hours. It is possible that you are watching it will not be a problem. In my evaluation of this series, it will be 3 out of 10 only, and this is my personal opinion. I come back far for the millionth time in every episode. I say that this is my personal opinion. Maybe you disagree with me, you can agree with me. For this, they invented something called comments. Scroll down to the comments. Write me your opinion about the series, write your rating. Do you agree with me on some points and do not disagree with me? Honestly, I gave him 3 only because he is from the world of The Witcher, but still write me your review, and don't forget you like and subscribe to the channel.